friends, NanaKaye here. We are going to start a new series with the newest digital journal kit. I'm going to use Blue Tranquility digital journal kit, which can be found on my NanaKayeDesigns.com site in a bundle with the larger pages, which you can shrink down if you wish. Or you can go on the Etsy site. The Altered Book Nook is the name of my Etsy site. I didn't post that there. I guess I probably should have, but you can't forget the Altered Book Nook. We've been in business 5 years. That's our Etsy site. So when you go on Etsy, just put in the Altered Book Nook and it should bring up my site. And I think you can put NanaKaye Designs in there too. I think it also finds me that way too, but I'm not going to swear. You're better off with the Altered Book Nook. Go print your kits, whether you use Blue Tranquility or whether you use the Fuchsia Dreams that I just done, or my Wildflower, any of those. Or you can go to another artist that you like, some kind of a kit they've got, because the techniques for doing an altered book are the same. There's just steps you have to take, and that's where you're going to be and what you're going to do. I have already started this book. I'm just going to flip through it quick and show you. I've already started making some pages and some pockets and things in this book already. I started this book as I was designing Blue Tranquility because I'm doing this one for myself. So I had already started designing this book, so you will see that there's quite a bit already done to it. But we're still going to do the series, finishing up these pages and the final book cover, so you can see what we do when we actually alter a book. You won't see every step because there were some steps in the front here that are very important, and you're not going to see us actually taking the full book and stripping out the pages, which I will do a video on soon. We're just going to actually start working on this book, and I'm hoping my glue is not going to act up. I made a big mistake I see right now in looking at it, that I forgot to put my pen in, so I'm going to hope that it's still going to work. And it's getting low because I have been gluing up a storm lately, so let me make sure we're going. Yeah, my glue's coming out. So good old Berry Art glue. I love it. This is my favorite, guys. My favorite glue. I also use Fabri-Tac, but with this humidity in North Carolina we're getting right now, this thing's getting really tacky. It's getting hard to use, but that's okay. We're going to bear with it. But my Berry glue is standing firm, and it holds. It just holds, but doesn't give you much time to do moving on it, so be aware of that. Okay, but that's my go-to glue. That's NanaKaye's go-to glue, and the price is wonderful. Another thing I want to tell you guys about NanaKaye's workshop here. I bought a new printer. I bought an HP. It's called an HP Smart Tank. I had an Epson, one of them Epson tanks. I never could get the quality print I wanted on it. And I know it's not the Epson because my daughter does her sublimation stuff on her Epson. It's identical to mine, and she gets beautiful color, vibrant, beautiful color in her sublimation. So I know it's not the printer. I know it has the capability. But when I go borderless and things, I've just had a real problem setting the Epson up. And then when I found out HP was doing a tank, and that's been my biggest complaint for the last year, is the cost of my cartridges. I would not do printed kits for you guys because when I go buy a set of cartridges for my HP Jet, Office Jet, it's $140. It's $140 for the 3 colors and the black. Of course, I buy the extra large, but it's $140, and I've been using them a whole set about every 2 months. That's a lot of money, and I knew I couldn't print kits. So now we're using the HP, and it said it told me it did 8 months worth, and now it probably does do 8 months worth of just somebody basic use. I have heavy use, but I feel like now I'll be able to offer you guys printed kits, especially all you guys out there that don't have printers. Oh my Lord, I'm so excited that I'll be able to offer you printed kits. So I may do printed kits only by request, especially I'm not going to do them on Etsy because the expense is so high, but on NanaKaye Designs right here, you can email me and tell me you want a printed kit of something. Any of my kits that you see on there, you can write NanaKaye and tell me, I want a printed kit, and I'll get back with you on it. Most likely, most of the printed kits will be around $24.95, I think, will probably be the basic price for a printed kit. So just let me tell you that. I'm not going to swear. It may be 26, it may be 28. Because I use very high quality, very expensive paper also. It's not just my ink, it's the paper I use is high quality. I use a very high quality brochure paper on all my work because I want my work to last. When I spend the time to do a book like this, I want it to last a long time. So we're going to go in today. All that being said, let's get started. We're going to go in today and we're going to start on this book. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to skip these 2 pages for now. These are something I want to probably work on later, especially this one because it is so attached to this. It doesn't, I may end up just making a pocket here or a pocket, well, I may do it this way, make a pocket. Tell you what, guys, since I said that, let's go ahead and make a pocket here. Let's let that be the first thing we do. I'm going to take this page, and I'm going to fold it over here because it's a book page and it's already kind of thin. So by folding it over, I'm going to get a little more strength on this edge where stuff's going to go in and out. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So then we're going to take our glue and just go ahead and glue this whole piece of flap down. Right here. And guys, I will try not to get my head in the way today, and I will try to stay in frame. I am sorry, sometimes I don't do that, but let's do this. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, first, that's my first step, is to get this folded like we want it. Then we're going to fold it back over like that. Okay, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to don't do nothing but the sides, because this is going to be a pocket. On this one, you just do these 2 sides. And you're going to pull it down here. Okay, I'm going to pull the book up. And that's another thing when you're working with a book. Sometimes you have to, in order to get you a good flat page, you may have to pull it up and work it like this. But that's something to get used to if you're doing when you're doing books, when you're reworking books. You have to kind of be the boss of the book, but still you're going to have to kind of go with the flow of the book also. Now that needs to dry. We want these edges to stay real strong and tight. So we're going to let that go. But this is going to be so cute to decorate because we've already got that pretty blue. And I had no intent of changing this anyway on this book. I am going to I may have to do a little bit of a design on this page, because we are going to have to put our material when we do our cover, and I may not even worry so much about that edge, but we'll get to that step when we do the cover. All right, we've already done this page, and we put a pocket here, and we stitched that. So this next page, I have to make a decision. I really don't think I want to put so many of the design pages together. So I think what we're going to do here is make another pocket, and I'm going to glue, I think, that pink there, and put this and this here. I think I'm going to make a double pocket right here. That's one thing about altered books. I make a lot of pockets with my altered books. That's why I need to thin it down as much as I can, because I stick all kinds of ephemera in. Okay, now that, as you see, I took this page and I flipped it from there to there. What am I doing? I'm making a double pocket like this. I'm not going to glue it yet because I'm going to get this glued down, and then I've got to decide what I want on my pocket. Okay, we're going to always remember the book is going to be this way. I guess it's just a peeve of mine, and I don't know why. I don't like to turn it and decorate this way, because you're not going to be looking at your book this way. You're looking at your book this way. So I want my pocket to have a design that I can look at from that angle. So what I'm trying to see here is I'm going to take the piece of paper that I'm going to probably put here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of fold it in like this, just to give me an idea of where everything's going to fall, and see if I still have a pretty design there. And I do. So next thing is I'm going to make sure that when I flip it, I'm not going to lose, it's not going to curl up right there. Okay. So I'm going to actually put this piece over the pocket. We got to trim it down some, as you can see. But this is all just testing to see how we want to do it. Okay. You're not going to see any of this once the thing's together. So if it's not perfectly fitted in there, don't worry so much about it. And we'll trim off anything that's not right. And it looks like we need to take about a quarter of an inch off this end, or slide it in and take an eighth on each end. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this off for a second, lay aside. I'm going to put this on my board on my straight line right there. And I'm going to come take a quarter inch off right here. Okay. And I got to dig in my thing and find my way. There it is. Okay. So we got a quarter inch off. I hope that wasn't too much. And I'm going to put it back. And unfortunately, I took a little bit more than I should have, but that's okay. We can splice it with glue. And that's going to poke out a little, so we're going to take a little off the end here, line it up on the board. I always try to make sure everything's straight on this board, and I really need to burnish this edge to make the bulk kind of go away, and I just did it. I did it. Okay. I have two rulers, and it's like sometimes they both just seem to manage to disappear. I'm going to have to eyeball this because I'm cutting it less than what the mat has a thing on. So I cut a little tab off, not much. Let's see if it was enough. Might not have been enough. Okay. But it is, because it's still got a little tab sticking up there. Okay, now you've got two options here in decorating this. You can actually open these flaps and cut them off, and then just do some ink. Oh, and the ink we're using with this one is called Distress Oxide Salty Ocean. So just so you know what blue I'm using. Use whatever blue you want, but that's what I'm using. I personally, for strength, am going to keep mine together, and I'm just going to glue it to these flaps. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to go here. Now you could have just not even folded yet and glued it to the front and then folded it on. But this is my technique. Sometimes I do things I make things sometimes a little more difficult than it has to be, but that's okay. That's just me. I'm not going to glue this down yet because I want to put just a little piece of something. Let me think. No, I don't. That's fine. I'm not gluing that yet because I need to put this on there, and I need to go stitch my side. And I haven't glued this side down, but I'm not going to stitch any of this. So this one I can go ahead and just glue right here. And right up that side there. And right up that side there. Okay. Again, I have to lift my book up to get a good firm press on it. Right there and there. I've still got a little bit more hang over here. So when I pull my page up, I will actually do this and take my trusty scissors. Well, I say my trusty scissors, they don't want to get down to that level. And cut that off. think we're there. Alright, now I do one more thing. After, well, I see now that's crooked. I don't like that. Told y'all I'm sometimes too finicky about everything. Okay, there's that. Now, I'm going to glue these two down. Alright, I'm going to glue these two flaps down to the book. This is all going to be underneath anyway. Glue down. And that's going to be your two pockets on this side. Now, right this second, I'm going to add this pink. That's going to be the color, I think, or the background that we're going to use. And for the back of the pockets. Okay, decide if I like that one or if I like this one. Okay. I like the pink the best. Okay. I need to probably cut this down just a little bit. It looks like I need a quarter off here and a little more than a quarter off the thing. So we're going to start cutting this down a little. Again, place it on the lines so that I know that I'm straight. Don't let it slide. Come in here, take a quarter off. About a quarter inch. I'm having to learn to hold my blade like in a little because for some reason I want to go out right here. Never fails. But I'm learning. Alright, so we've got that one and you got a little bit of space here so that it doesn't wrinkle. And we're going to take just a little bit off that edge, off the other side, right here. Right here, it looks like maybe just right at a quarter inch, it looks like to me. And maybe too much, but you know what? We're going to actually be able to, you know, I saved these. I know it sounds silly, but I saved these for making stuff. Okay, let me look at this. Yeah, now, I'm going to actually glue it on with a little bit of a frame of the old page behind it. And then we'll take the blue and just kind of make a little edge. A little bit of edge on it. So, alright. I'm going to go right now and I'm going to go stitch down this side. Okay, I've got the stitching done. I'm back. And let me go ahead and clarify something while we're sitting here. It is not my normal thing to cut it piece by piece, then hop up and do the sewing. What I normally do, but because I'm instructing you, I want you to see all the steps that's involved. But what I normally do is I take all my sheets and I go ahead and cut them all out. The size I need. I cut even my backgrounds. I go ahead and flip my book and see what I'm going to need or basically what I'm going to need. Not to say that sometime or other we might need to add more, and I got a feeling we're going to have to add more to this book than what I've got made available so far. But what I do is do that, and then I go to the machine and I go ahead and draw my sides. So, but in this video, I'm going to be up and down doing the stitching because I want you to see the cutting, the prep work, and what goes into actually really doing an altered book. I'm not going to show you all the fun stuff. You're going to see the other stuff too, which is the preparation that goes into it. This is what we just did, was prepping the pages before we could even get them down. So now I'm going to trim out whatever was left over in the stitching. Trim this beautiful stuff out. Then we're going to get down here. And again, a while ago, I told you we're going to leave a little bit here and here. But I have to make sure that I do it fast because this glue dries quickly. And you could actually glue another piece to the back of this and make it strong, to make it stronger, just just a piece of something, cardstock. I wouldn't go as heavy as 110 pounds cardstock, but you could probably do 65-pound cardstock. Glued to the back of it. And you could actually, when you glue it on a page, not glue this, and you'd have a big pocket. We're going to have so many pockets, so some of these, we just don't really need it. This book is going to be loaded with pockets. So when we go start making the journal cards and all, we're going to spend a lot of time making journal cards and tags and things. Okay. I'm going to do this a lot. Hang on, I'm pulling it out of frame. I'm sorry, guys. One day I'll get used to the difference between videoing with you guys and trying to do it individually. Okay, so I've left a little space all the way around. I've tried to make sure it was balanced and even. Okay. And I don't see my little, oh, there's my trusty little smoother. I use this to really press down so I can get a tight fit. And I really did put a lot of extra glue here, so now my stitching won't come out. Okay, so now that page is down. And now we're going to glue our pocket down. Now, this is going to be a double pocket. So one thing I want to do is I want to glue to the center. Or as close down the center as I can get. I'm not real great at that. And then I only want to glue right here and right here. Okay? So hold our book up. Lay our pocket down a little bit first. Then I'm going to smooth. I always try to smooth outward so that I can wipe any glue that might leak out like this. On this middle one, that would be hard to do because you can't even see it, but we're going to just press down and pull it up. And I did get a little glue come out. But I really want to make sure that this tongue here is glued down tight. All the way across that little tongue there. Okay. Okay, we got a good glue seal there. Oops, I got glue on my knife and it jumped on the front. Alright, so now we've got our double pockets here. We're going to put some kind of pretty piece. Again, you need to let it dry good. Wiggling thing. And we've got that page done. That's right pretty, isn't it? Okay, so that page is prepped. We've got a new pocket. Love it, love it, love it. Absolutely love it. Just a light coat of blue around the edge. If you want it. If you'd rather keep the cream pages, that is strictly up to you. Not doing anything in the center yet. I haven't decided. Okay, so there's that. Alright, let's go and see what else the book has in store for us. We've already, I don't know what I want to do with this page, if anything. Alright, I think we're just actually going to do a color page here, or this, like this. Just a background on this one, and a background on that one. And as you see, we need to trim this down again. We're going to have to trim it down. It looks like another 1/4 inch on this side. So by now you know how to do your cuttings. I'm not even going to explain what I'm doing. We're going to cut about a 1/4 inch off this one. Keeping my blade against my... That worked out well. I actually did in my... Got this little thing and that did right on top. Oh yeah, that worked good. I'm saving these. I'm telling you we're going to use them. Okay, so now we've got that one. I hope the right width. Now I got to get the right length. The width is good. So now we need to pull a 1/4 off of the side. beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to go stitch this. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, we got the stitching done. I'm going to trim off the threads. Very careful not to cut my paper. I have done that, trying to snip and cut my paper before. Frustrating stuff sometimes. Okay. Put the book up just a little bit out of the way, so you can see. Not that you really want to watch me glue, but I do try to make sure I glue my threads. That's important. Okay, the longest edges, you know the routine. I know you hate watching me glue, but I can't help it. You're going to have to watch me because I don't know how to speed up the video at this point. Or, I'm learning in a learning process. Be 67 years old, I'm 68 years old. I'm still learning. The old saying about you never stop learning is so true. Because I don't ever stop learning. I learn new things every single day. And I like that. I like to keep my brain functioning. And I think it's good for you, especially when you get my age. It's just really a good idea. Even if you don't do anything but read, to keep that brain functioning. I got a little bit of my fingernail polish there, so I'm definitely going to have to decorate something on that coat. That's a bad thing. I use my fingernails so much to burnish, and I don't always wear nail polish, but when I started doing these videos, I had to put nail polish on. Everybody else does, so I thought, well, I better wear some nail polish so my fingernails don't look so bad. I'm a country girl, and believe me, my fingernails are getting a mess here. Alright, so now we've got this done, and that's really cute. And we're going to do another one on this side, and I got to remember now what size do I want this. I think I had cut it at 1 3/4 by 7. So we're going to find another background page to go right here. And so the way I decided, oh, my sun is starting to come in. Y'all give me just a second and let me block. I'm on talking, but let me take my little screen that I use to block that sun coming out, because it is making a mess on the video, isn't it? Oh, that helped, didn't it? I am sorry that glare, I don't know how long that glare's been there, but we've just got rid of it. Hopefully not long. Yeah, for a little while the sun really just comes in the front of my shop here. But anyway, all right, we're going to work on this next one, and I've got to look at my colors here. And then I'll pull my backgrounds, because we're going to decide on a background. And so we're going to figure out why these colors on these designs. I love that. I haven't used it yet. I think I'm going to use this one. That really matches, because that is actually the background. We've already used the pink. Or we could go a white lace. That's really pretty, because that's got one white flower. Let me look through and see if there's anything else that I might need to use this white on. No, I think I'm gonna use this one. And don't ask me why. I just think I'm going to use. Oh, I kind of like this green. I kind of want to use some green, I think. Look, oh yeah. Guys, I don't know why, but I like that better. And and that's another thing about this. It's really your eyes appeal. Your eyes will tell you a lot of what looks good. That's what your eyes are for. So I like, for some reason, I see this green blended in here, and I just think it's going to pick up. Of course, on this page we're going to add a pocket or something, so it's not going to be in your face gingham check. And we do have the polka dot, so let's see if that tones it down a little bit. I do have the polka dot in the same color. I like the gingham, so that's what my eye picked up, so that's what I'm going to go with on this one. And I cut these. I think I cut them all, and which I always hand cut these. I don't know why. 4.5 is too small, and I think I had cut them 5 by 7. That's why I had to trim them so much. Yep, see, I had cut them 5, so there's that 1/4 inch that I've actually always had to cut back off. But that I'm still going to do that. In my original cutting, I'm going to cut this 5 by 7. It just makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a little simpler to work with. Just to, first of all, to get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to get it at a workable size for me. Excuse me, I stop when I'm thinking. And my husband says always measure twice, cut once. He's so right. That's an old, I guess old carpentry saying or old builders saying, measure twice, cut once. And boy, does that really have some serious consequences if you don't. And I think it's 7 inches this way. It is. So we're going to flip it over. And we're going to cut our 7 inches this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Save this what's left. It's not much, but you can make maybe a small tag or pocket out of this. Don't waste. Ink is too expensive. Do not waste your stuff. At least until the end of your project, you need to have a little side tray over here, and that's what I have. I'll show you my side tray. I have a little side tray over here, and I just throw all my scraps in there. All my extra pieces are already in here so that I can use them. I found one of my pages in there. I should probably pull them out because I'm going to use them. Okay. Now, we've got the basics done on this. And this one's going to go right here. So there we are. We need to cut that 1/4 inch off again. Right about where that green line is. I love gingham because I can cut right up those lines, and it just helps me cut like I'm supposed to cut. That's the one cool thing about gingham. It gives you the lines. Hope I just did that right. Lord, I'm just thinking maybe I didn't do that right. I did. Oh, yes I did. Okay, and we got a little bit of paper showing behind it, which is what we want, a small amount, and we've got some in the gully here. And we're going to go do our stitching on the side, and that'll be ready to go in. Okay, we got that stitch on there. Now, let's talk about the stitches. I know, I'm not an idiot, I know that there's a lot of you out there who don't have a sewing machine, have no desire to have a sewing machine, you like the stitching, and you just can't get it, okay? NanaKaye has made a solution, and that was, and this is what people that's new. Anybody that's been following me already knows, you saw the introduction. We made something called stitchings. Now, this doesn't have the blue on it, so it's not matching this design right now. But we have this thing called stitchings right here. Now, the purpose of the stitch on this edge for me has a twofold. One, I like the aesthetics of it. I like the way it makes my page look. It looks handmade. It just adds a beautiful extra decorative touch to my pages. That's number one. But number two is the primary and main reason that we started doing it. And that was because as you're flipping pages, these edges get worn and torn. Also, you get oils and different things on these edges a lot of paper of your books, especially when it's used a lot. And you expect your journal to be used a lot, and you want it to last for years, especially if you're putting photos in this thing and making it as a memory type journal. There's the memory journals, and there's the handwritten journals, and there's the diary type journals. So journals are used for different things. We've taken kind of a combination. In creating these altered books, we took a kind of a combination of scrapbooking, memory journaling, or memory books, which was books you put all your photos in, and junk journals. We've kind of just done a combination when we're altering these books. So the stitching really it also has a purpose of salvaging these edges, because your thumb touches, they're set right at this place where your thumb and your finger on the other side grabs it. And when you see this, or when you touch this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Your finger doesn't actually really get all the way on that page. The thread kind of holds it off. So you're not getting as many oils and all. So it's really for a protective measure as well as an aesthetic measure here. Okay? Aesthetic. I'm not sure what word I'm using. But it's decorative, and it does have a purpose of protecting the page. Now, we are going to go back before we finish this, and we're going to do corner protections too. Because as you see, this corner's already trying to curl up, and because I'm using it so much, and the glue, we will go back and we're going to put our corner edges on all these pages too. But I'm going to do that last, because some of these pages may have something that I don't really need a corner for, and we won't waste our time putting one on it. Anyway, we're going to put corner protectors on these too. So that is why I'm stitching these edges. First of all, that is kind of my trademark on all my books, is that I do my edge stitching. And I really did originally start doing it as a protective thing on my books, because I didn't like the way my edges were getting torn. I use very fragile books sometimes. I mean, I've got Reader's Digest that are from the 20s and the 30s, and those pages are brittle, and the more I handle them, the worse they chip, crack, split. So it is a protective measure that I also use. The stitchums, we'll go back to those. While I'm gluing this down, let's talk about stitchums. I have developed strip stitchums for people that don't have sewing machines. If you like the look and you want to also still protect your edges, like that, you can buy these stitchums and when it's strips. They're in my Etsy shop, or I haven't put them. I don't know if I've got them in NanaKaye designs yet, but they're available. These are pre-ordered. I do not make these ahead of time. You have to order the color stitch you want. The background, I will probably always keep this creamy color, but they glue down on there, so you still get that beautiful decorative effect of your book with the stitching that matches. So these are pre-ordered, so when you pre-order, they're not an instant ship like I do on most of my stuff. Most of my stuff is ready to go, and I'll ship it out the same day you place your order. These, I need about 2 or 3 day notice to actually sit down and sew these. So, but the stitchings are available. If you want to do a book, and you can go ahead and do your book, get it ready, and then count how many stitchings you need to do your edges, and then you can order them from me. I haven't yet started doing them by the piece. I could, I guess, price them by the piece, and you know how many you want. But right now we're doing them in units of 12. I think it's $6.95. I'm not gonna. Don't let me hold myself to that, because we actually price out the time it took me to do one stitch, one piece. So we've actually timed it and priced it according to that. But anyway, these are available. And if you don't see them in my shop, it means I sold out at the moment of what I did have pre-done. Write me. Write me at NanaKayeDesigns.com, or on at the Alden Book Nook. Etsy will let you send me a message. So do that. If you want these, I will make them for you. You just have to give me an indicator of the color that you're going to want. I can't guarantee you that the blue is exactly the blue I'm using, because it depends on the thread. But if you're doing a book in blue, and as long as you order all your stitches at the same time, you'll get a color match all the way through your book. Of course, you can mix and match your colors too. That's up to you. But stitchings are available for you guys that don't have sewing machines. I promise you, I would be glad to make them for you. Okay, we've got this page down and this page down, and I am trying to ink, because by the time you finish the book, this ink shows up on all these edge pages, and it is so pretty to me. That's another thing that's me. I like the way it makes my book look when you look down on it. So we're going to do just a light coating of the distress ink down the edges of the book right here. And like I say, as you see, it's starting to make the paper pretty on the book itself. Okay, so that's done. And the next one we need to do, I think we need to show you the decorating of a pocket. We decorated that pocket as we went. I think you need to see the decorating of this pocket, and then I think that's going to be the video for today. And we'll come back tomorrow and do some more on our book. So we're in a session now, so the series will start. It's still going to be, part 2 will be tomorrow on this. It'll be like part 1, part 2. This is part 1. All right, I'm going to skip this one now since we want to get a pocket done. Then we can come back and we're actually on this page here probably going to do a blue of some sort. I almost think I like this background the best. And you can use these over and over. The backgrounds, because of the way you can cut them different ways and you get a different page look. So this is most logically what's going to go on this. No set promises. On this one, I've got some really dark in my herring. Oh, my herring is so cute to me. I love it when I ride by the river here. We have 3 or 4 rivers very close to my house. Swift Creek is the closest one, but we have the Nook River, the Pamlico River, and the Tar. All surrounds us. Yeah, we're surrounded by water. And believe me, we flood sometimes. This house that we live in, I love my home. But, oh my goodness, you let a hurricane come through, and I'm going to lose everything in the bottom of my house. It's sad. It is really sad. But that's just the life we've learned to live here. But, and the last hurricane I didn't, and I thank God for it. I didn't lose anything in the last hurricane. I held my breath because we thought it was coming, but we did not lose a single thing in our downstairs in the last hurricane. So I'm thankful for that. All right, that's got some darker blue in it. And I feel safe that we might can go with a darker one of our pages. So like that. And this is something I do with every page. I kind of hold it up and look to see how aesthetically it looks. And believe it or not, I like that pink on it because it just draws out, gives it another look, another color. But I think I'm going with the white lace as the backdrop here. Yeah, I'm going with the white lace. What we're trying to do is to decide what's going to go on this part, just this part right here. And this is what it's going to be. And I'm going to measure into that pocket a little bit. I want to bring it down so that when you open the pocket, you don't see writing so much. So we're going to actually cut it at 3.5 by 7. Okay? So that's our cut. I want it 7 this way, but I want it 3.5 this way. Right? Right. 7 this way and 3.5 this way. Okay. I got my bearings straight again, y'all. I have to do that sometimes. 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1/2 right there on that line. I better put my glasses where I don't have them on me. If I get my head in, y'all. Alright, I'm not being able to see the lines through my tape. That's what the problem is. Get it up a little. Hey, you need it up so you can see it better anyway. Okay, so there's those 2 lines. There we go. I can see them there. I've got tape here so I won't go below the video line. So that let me know I was too low anyway. Okay. Cut it one time really slowly. Save this for something else. And we are at 7 inches this way. And probably a little less, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and cut it. We don't need it quite 7. I got to get it in this pocket, and it looks like we've got like a 1/4 inch or less gully there. And it looks like we need it 6 and almost 3/4. Right there. There, right there. Okay, 6 3/4. Right there, it looks like. That's what I'm starting with anyway. I think this is the right one place. I should have marked it with my pen, shouldn't I? Yep, I should have, but I didn't. Shame on me. My husband would be disappointed in me. All right, let's see if it's going to slide in, and no. So let's open it just a tiny bit. And if it doesn't slide in, guess what? We can go and cut it a little bit more off. I do this every time. It just seems like, yeah, see, that's really, the glue edged out a little bit more than I wanted it to. So I'm going to cut it open a little bit. And I don't know if you can see it. You see where my, oh, I just cut that page. Be careful. All right, now let's see what we got. Yep, now it's going to fit in like I want it to. I just didn't want so much of my edge showing. So we're going to slide that in the book. And we're going to try to make sure we got a good even line on this outside here. Like that. And that's where it's going to glue. Okay, so let's glue it down. All right. I need to be playing music so when I get quiet, y'all hear something. I hadn't thought about that. I guess I could put music in the background. That would be kind of neat. My theme song. I have a theme song or a theme music background that goes on all of my videos. So that when it starts playing, you know you're looking at NanaKaye's YouTube channel. Alright, let's go and slide this in. And I got to work fast because that glue grabs. That glue grabs really quick. Alright, come on, don't be ugly. I'm on video, be nice. I've been bragging about you glue, so don't make a scene here. Don't be ugly. I got a little bubble in there. I got to try to get this in here and smash it. Look, wrong side. All right, and I'm going to try to rub some of that shine off because I don't want it to mess up when I ink. All right, so we've got the back part in. And so now we need to decide what we're going to do here. And I think I'm going to do, all right, this is got print upright, so I'm probably going to cut it this way. And I'm saying this is the background because I'm getting ready to do a layer on the pocket. Okay? I've already put coffee stain on here, so my inside is not showing the wording so much. All right, and this, I'm going to do a layer like this. And we're looking at, let's do the pencil trick this time. We need to cut it right about there. And we need to cut it right about there. Okay? So we're going to lay it on our board again. Okay, there's that line, and it goes, it looks like a 1/4 inch over here. Line it up. Cut it once. See? Did you see that? I do it just about every time I will go. I have a tendency to want to scoop that way. But that's okay. That was our scrap. Alright, so let's look again. And do we want the writing on our pocket? Or do we just want the... Alright, I'm thinking... Is that even all the way over? Yeah, that's even. So I don't know why it looks strange. Maybe my pocket's not even. That's possible. You know, with a book, your pages really vary a lot. Or do you want it this way? I think I like the writing, so I'm going to trim it this way, right here. Trim it off right here. I'm trying to make it where it matches up with this. Sorry, I'm going to use it. Okay. Alright, let's slow that down. Because we're running in dark. We've got it our 50 minutes, so we definitely need to stop for the day. I know, you don't want to, but yeah. But you know what? Once the videos are all done, then you can go through them just as fast as you want to. So if you want to wait till you've got all your kit materials together and all your prep work done, then you can come back and watch all the videos a second time, and they'll all be published at that point in time, and you won't have to even stop. You can sit and watch all you want, all day long. I do that a lot. I love Angel Kerr. I love to watch her. Her voice is so mellow and sweet. And then there's another one. What is her name? Oh my goodness, don't tell me I can't think of her name while I'm on this video, and I would love to give her credit, because she is such an inspiration to me. Julie, that's her name. Oh my gosh, I love Miss Julie. Oh my goodness. That lady inspires me every day, and she's so funny. I just love to listen to her. There's no joke, guys, though. I will spend hours watching YouTube videos. There's no kidding. I've said it in some of my videos. I've been sick, and I'm still sick, but I'm fighting the sicknesses. I don't want to claim them, because if you claim them, they seem to take control of you. But I do sometimes. I'm just not able to do anything, and I sit. My husband has actually put me in bed downstairs in our living room, where I can actually, and I have my own TV. He can watch one thing while I'm watching the other, and what I watch is my YouTube videos of all the ladies crafting. There's Angela and Julia, and Miss Kathy. I watch Kathy too. Kathy does live, so she actually has comments being done on her what she's doing. Yeah, I watch a lot of them. I can't even think of everybody at this point. There's one that had some really stressful problems. Bella and Rachel. I love Bella and Rachel. Rachel and Bella designs. They're good. So if you haven't seen them yet, don't forget to go to Rachel Bella. Yeah, they're great. I like them. There's quite a few. And as I think of them, you know, when I'm sitting here, I may mention people, because we're a family of crafters. It's not just all about me or all about the Alder's book. No, there's there's Miss Angela out there trying to make a living too, and Rachel and Bella and Miss Kathy. So we're all out here for the purpose of, besides teaching you guys, we're out here for the purpose of making a living for ourselves. So there again, that's why it's important for you to subscribe. What I'm going to try to do here, and I'm sorry to get off that subject real quick, but let's get back to training. We got the pocket done in the background. Now it's going to be a matter of decorating, what we're going to have to do. I'm probably going to stop a minute and run get some die cuts, if I've got them in the right color, to just give me a little bit of a thing there. And I really haven't done my fussy cuts yet out of this kit. But I want to take something that I've got and make, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I'm going to use this tag piece here. I put extras of a lot of my stuff, and the reason why is because I will come in and cut parts of it out. Just like this is a belly band, but I could actually, on this pocket, come out and cut that. I'm not going to. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for this herring here. Since it's matching, we're just going to see. I'm not going to say for sure that that's what we're going to use, but I think I'm going to cut him out. And I'll just print the sheet again when I'm ready to do my tag. It's no big deal. But I think I'm going to come in and just kind of fussy cut it out. I don't want to bore y'all to death with cutting, but this is also, you know, just part of the process. And I hate to have all this just pre-prep, because I don't pre-prep when I'm actually doing a journal. I do it as I go along. So bear with me. I do have to do some cutting every once in a while. But we're going to go with this little guy on this page over here. And then I'll have to find something else to go towards the top, because he's not really big. and we'll just see what we get here. Okay, there's that fussy cut for that pocket. And I like it, and we're going to get some edge off, so I'm going to have to measure that, and I really don't want it to go below this. So, unfortunately, I can't cut this side because there's bills there, so I'm going to have to come in here. I'm going to lay it here like this, and try again not to slide it. This paper is so slick. This is the brochure paper I was telling you about that I buy, and the quality is really good, and it is slick. I guess it's kind of like a photo paper. It's just not shiny. But it's called professional brochure paper. It's 28 pound weight. It's HP paper. Hewlett Packard. I pay a lot of money for it, but my journals just look really professional and really good made out of this paper. All right, well, so I'm cutting this exactly along that edge. And the reason why, yeah, aesthetically it would be so cute to have a little bit sticking up, but practicality will not let it, because as you're putting stuff in and out that journal, you are not going to want anything sticking up. So there we go. We're going to put this little herring here on the pocket on this side. Like I say, I live beside rivers, and I see these herons all the time, and they are just beautiful birds to me. We've even got 2 or 3 nests of eagles here. North Carolina, I think, had lost a lot of their eagles for a long time, and we weren't seeing them. And now we've got these beautiful bald eagles all around us. So I've seen several nests, and I've seen several of the bald eagles flying over me. So I know they're at least 3 years old, so they've been around a while, because they don't get their white heads right away. It takes a while. Oh, look how pretty that is, guys. Look. Now, all we got to do is decide what we want up here. I don't know what I have. I think I have this little round with that bridge is on it, and don't want it. Let's find our label sheet. The sheet that's got our labels on it. There might be a label that we like to use. And, of course, it's going to hide from me now that I'm on video. Ooh, gosh, there y'all got. We have another herring page too we could have used. So there's a lot of options here for us. But I can't find my little paper with my labels on it. I don't know what I've done with it. I do. I just found them. Okay. So the words I have left are summer love, tranquility, and lovely. I think I'm going to do tranquility. I think that just kind of looks cute there. You use whatever label you want. But this one just kind of says what that scene makes me think of. This whole book, this whole kit. That's why I named it Tranquility. My daughter wanted it named Rhapsody, Blue Rhapsody, which is okay. But Rhapsody to me, it's like something that just makes you bounce or pop out or move. And Tranquility is soft and subtle and quiet and something that relaxes you, and that's the feeling I got when I looked at the colors in this particular kit. I feel relaxed and calm. To me, this has just a calming effect. So, but that's art. Art has a tendency to do that. Oh yeah, I like that, guys. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. Like I say, we're going to do a little more decorating here, and I may go do that just before I close the video, because we're getting into 1 hour, and I really hadn't planned on it getting that long. But it takes time to craft, so we'll see that. See if I can get that straight. I got to pull it to me, guys, please, so I won't stick my head in. All right, so that pocket's done. Let me go real quickly and get a die cut and see if I got one of the right color. Okay, I couldn't find anything in blue, so I'm not sure this is the route to go. I did find pink, which we have got pink in the book. I'm not sure this is the route I want to go. I definitely don't want it that tall. But the fern looks kind of like something you see at the water. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. Matter of fact, I like the gold better than the pink. That's giving me a little bit better vibe there. And I think I do like that now. I think I like the gold. And isn't that funny how one color, because I really was about abandoning the whole idea. I don't like the spiny leaf. So we're going to go with this and the fern. I think that's all I'm going to do. Those two on that outside, on the outside flap. Now you got to remember too, okay, even though I'm decorating this because there's so much white in it, there's going to be journal cards in here. So you're really not going to see that except when you don't have a journal card in there. So this is just for my own petty self, I guess I would say. But I got to glue it down good because things are going to be slid out in and out of that pocket. So it's going to have to be glued down really good. But it just tells you that there's so much you can do. Oh, I cut these out ahead of time. And this is another process of the prep work that is so time consuming. And I'm by myself. I don't get any help hardly. My husband helps me with building and things like that. My daughter helps me with ideas. She can tell me if something looks aesthetically right, if the colors are right with the themes that I'm going with. She helps me in that way. But as far as any of this prep work goes, I have nobody but little old Nana here. And it's even worse on the days that I have to keep my sweet little grandson, he's 2 years old. He wants all the attention, so there's really no time to prep when he's around. Okay, I've got that down, and I'm going to trim it off, and I think we're going to go for today. That's where we are. This is part 1 of the Blue Tranquility series of instructional videos. That's what we are, educational videos. Alright, so there's our page that we've done today. That was fun, guys. I appreciate you following me. I hope that you will take the time to subscribe. I hope if you like my video, you will actually punch the like button down below. I hope that you watched all the way through because I have certain goals to try to hit by the Christmas holidays. I just am so pleased with the way this has turned out. I just think that is so cotton picking cute, I'm sorry. I'm using some of the southern slang here. I could even with this down here, I can go in and do some stitching, but I'm not going to stitch that one. I really should. I think before we go, I am going to stitch that and let you see that. So I'll be right back. I have to put this under the machine this way, so if anybody's saying, how are you going to stitch it in a book? I do it this way. I fold both pieces back and stitch. Just so you guys know, it can be done. Of course, stitchings are another. Okay, I got it stitched down, guys, and it just really made that final, complete look there, stitching it down. Now, technically, I have really goofed. I should have stitched and then laid my design down. I didn't, so you know what? We're going to go with it. It still looks really nice. Later, like I said, we're going to have a session. We're going to have a jam session on here where we actually just make journal cards and things, and we'll do all that stuffing later. So right now, we are probably almost halfway through the book. Next video, we will start with some new pages, or maybe we will actually do our jam session next with this kit. And what I'm doing here, you just have to ignore me. I'm doing while I'm talking to you. I have a little bit of extra sticking up here that shouldn't be, so I'm trying to glue this down. This is where it was glued to that beautiful flap that I make. Or either I must have just turned these over and glued that down, which is not holding well, so I'm going to really have to seal this. It might have been one of my experimental things to see if I was just better off turning my pages down to make that little thing, but anyway, there we go. Alright, we're about halfway through, and on the next one, on the next video, I think we will break from actually doing the pages and start doing some of the tags that go in. Give you guys a little break from, because sometimes this is a little boring. We'll do that next. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at what the start of the Blue Tranquility and all the beautiful patterns and things that we have going with it. This is NanaKaye. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe. Visit my new website, NanaKayeDesigns.com. If you would love to order I would love for you to order the kit. But there again, I said you can do this with any of the kits that's sold on Etsy or online anywhere. Come again. This is Friday, but I'm going to work for the weekend making videos. So y'all have a great weekend if you don't come back. And I enjoyed having you today. Thanks a lot. And this is NanaKaye signing off. Bye-bye.